Who are you? Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. My name is Sister Nzinga Alston. And this is the Black History Program for Very Push Saturday for the Coalition for Public Education. And our guest speakers today is Professor Sister Safia Bandelli. And then you can come up here and have a seat. Brother Harambe Bey. Harambe Bey. And Brother Garcia Mchawe didn't get here as of yet, but he'll be joining us.
All right.
And Brother Michael Hooper.
That's right.
Is
Where's Mike? Oh, here's the Black Facts.
the Black Facts. Michael Hooper will be doing the Black Facts. We hope that you all enjoy our program this evening, this afternoon. And I need everyone to take a seat, kindly take a seat so we could get started. We have snacks and refreshments in the back. Now, I think we're still trying to get the male bathroom open. So meanwhile, we'll be sharing the bathroom.
If I can open it, should I open it?
Yeah. If you don't break the law. Sure. Okay. Our first speaker is going to be Brother Harambe Bey. Harambe Bey. Okay, thank you. He's a son.
No. Slow it down a little bit.
Okay, wait. Come here, brother.
Oh, I like that.
Excuse me.
What's up, family? I don't even know Mike. I like to say that this is Brother Harambe Bey. He is the son of two, but he's the father of all that have come into his vision. I'm Brother Abdul Qadir, another son of his. Brother Harambe has taken to the communities from wherever he's been and made it his business that education is priority. He has a care and a concern that he doesn't necessarily have to have, but in his soul he needs to have. He is what people call nosy. He's nosy in a way where our culture can never be left behind. He is nosy in a way where the video games will not take over the link between the generation gap. There's no generation gap with Brother Harambe's in. When Brother Harambe's in the house, the glue between those who know and those who don't know is being spread. Watch your shoulders. You might have some glue. You might have some glue. When we come in confusion and Harambe enters the building, we leave in unity with common sense. His common sense has, to me, granted him in my life the man with the most loving common sense and use of it. I proudly present to you the man who honors and cherishes love, peace, truth, freedom, and justice. The man who cherishes culture beyond education, culture first, education second. The brother who stresses the fact that we have to honor our mothers, our fathers. The most important letter in all that I just mentioned, of course, from Harambe's perspective is yes. So that we go back for generations for our truth. Our truth doesn't exist just with our mothers who've been raped and robbed and called nothing and nobody. The truth that exists within them goes back to their mothers, and their fathers who were associated with them when we were great. These thinking and these processes have me in a position where I am in life walking strong. Have Imhotep in his life. Imhotep, peace. Say peace. Have Imhotep walking strong. Knowing that Imhotep was born a man and not a boy. These are some of the principles of Brother Harambe Bey, who happens to just look at something a little bit longer, a lot of it stronger, and makes us to realize this stuff. I think we ought to stand up for this brother. I think we ought to stand up for this brother. Come on, y'all. We came to find all this. Stand up for this brother.
Thanks, Abdul.
Wait for your people. He sounds like a robot,
Yeah,
but he has a mind of his own.
he's a case of what could really happen in school. And I became aware when one of my children was messing up in school. And I told her, well, look, I got to find something for you to do. But meanwhile, I was fighting the school system because she had 20 words to do in the dictionary, which I thought was a lot of words. I said, they got some nerve sending you home with these 20 words. You don't know, you can't do these 20 words in a week. And what I came up with was a punishment of giving them 50 words. Because I was mad while she was in school acting up, and you can't do your schoolwork. So I said, I want 50 words. She acted up again, give me 100. And the other one, give me 25, give me 30. She acted up again real bad, I said, give me 500. And I sit there and I watch the children do the 500 words, and you thought you was a teacher in college. There was no fight. They did try to get slick a couple times and give me the words that I gave last week. But I was amazed myself that I was angry that the teacher gave me 20 words. The end result is that what we teach in Hotep is what all children can get. And if you watch the TV, they say, can your baby read? Yeah, the baby can read if you teach them. They can swim if you teach them. But if we don't get taught nothing, you're not going to learn anything. And I was a prime example of that myself. I'm 69 years old, and I got smart at 1995 when I joined the Moors, where my reading wasn't great, and the only way I could learn was to read. So traveling with my son, I used to take my papers with me, and I tried to read, and I'd go to sleep. And I tried to read, and I'd go to sleep until I got to a point where I do read much better. And I joined an etymology class with my son for Dr. B out here in Brooklyn, where I learned more. I learned about not reading over periods and commas. How if you read past, it sounds like a whole one sentence that you're supposed to stop. So these are the things that I learned, and thanks to my son for taking me there, that we're now going into the schools teaching low self-esteem. We taught in 20 classes about a couple of months ago. And I had a teacher who came against me. She was a Spanish lady, and she had English. And I went into class, and we talked about low self-esteem. Because you can be whatever you want to be, and your self-esteem can be low. You can be a professor, a school teacher, whatever you want to be. You can still have low self-esteem and not get the best out of yourself. So we taught the class, Brother Abdul and myself. And the teacher stopped me and said, I beg to differ with you, Brother Ben. She said, I've been teaching for 25 years. And I do teach in their culture. But when she said that, I looked out into the children, and they were saying, you teach us that? You know, so when she got off, a little protection to the children, I said, well, in spite of what you just heard, I already know you don't know because I already asked you first. What I asked them was, are there any Jamaicans in the house? And they threw their hands up. But any Puerto Ricans, any blacks, any whites in the house? And then I asked them certain things about who they were. Well, if you are Jamaican, who's the Maroons? So I had about 9 hands went up for Jamaicans and 1 hand went up for Maroons. And he said he heard about it. So if he said he heard about it, then he don't know nothing about it. Because you are that. If you're Jamaican, you are Maroon. The Jamaican is the one who got caught. They colonized the Maroons and made them Jamaicans. The same thing in Puerto Rico. The same thing in America when you say Indians. They ain't no Indians. We are indigenous to the land, like the koala bear and the lion. You were indigenous, they found you here. But they also went to the other side and brought some other ones back. The same way they do in the zoo, right? The lion is in the zoo, right? They went over there and got it and brought it here, so anytime you want to see a lion, you go to the zoo. But we was already here. They call you Indians because now that caused a divide. If you think you're Indian and the other person thinks you're the black slave, then you're different. But their maps show that this whole United States was lined up with indigenous people of skin darker than everybody in here. I have pictures from the library in Niagara Falls. I was a white lady there. She was about 85 years old, and I asked her, told her what I was looking for, and she took me to these books, and she opened up these books, and all these indigenous people, darker than anybody in this room, hair straight, and that's where I got some of my information. So if I'm traveling with my son, I go all around and I go to the library looking for information. So now you start to realize that, well, where did we get African American from? Did anybody here name yourself African American?
No.
I bet you if I ask some people here, are they African American, some of the people are going to put their hands up because you think you're African American, but you just accepted that. Because if you're my age, you got to be either colored. If you're older than me, you're probably going to be, you can be colored. And you may be colored or Negro, depending on what part of the United States you came from. But did anybody here give us that name? Did you give yourself that name? No. No? You didn't give yourself black. When I was 15 years old, you didn't think about calling yourself black. But guess what they already had out? The black codes. They ain't never teach us about no black codes. That was in the 1800s. So we was already classified as black. And you look at all the dictionary, everything is bad as what? Black. Who made that? We ain't do that. You can't be no color. Are birds recognized as colors, or are they birds first? Birds. You a bird first, and you may be a different color. You may fly a little faster. Your eyesight may be a little better. You may be able to pick up fish out of the water, but you're still a bird. Now we describe you as a bird with all these different qualities. But we're not doing that here. We're just accepting what people say to us. And that's why we have to start in the schools. We just spoke on the 2nd in the school board about how do we have all these people of color in the school board, and nobody's talking about our education. No wonder everybody feels bad. You only learned about white folks' history. Where is your history? You want to know why the children are acting up? They don't see themselves. And they don't see us helping them. Where are we as a community? And I said it the other day, I laid in my bed thinking this, where are the preachers at? In reference to coming to the school board and change this.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Where are the people at City Hall? They don't never come to those meetings. Where are the teachers at? They never come to the meetings unless it has something to do with their paycheck.
That's right.
They had a meeting about 3 months ago. The place was so full, we couldn't even get a seat. As soon as the teacher union spoke, everybody left. Now, don't they know our children are being miseducated? That they're coming out of school, they can't read? A principal told me that, but I saw it for myself in Mount Vernon. You know why they can't read? They don't know what phonics is. And where does phonics come from? When you look in the dictionary, it says phonics come from what? The Phoenicians. But if you notice the way they spell Phoenician and phonics is 2 different spellings. So you won't find it on the same page. So for some people it may not exist. But what is phonics? Phonics is the way we as human beings speak. I'll ask anybody in here, whatever your nationality is, and then I ask you to laugh. How would you laugh? You'll laugh phonetically. If you started to cry, you would cry phonetically. I don't care if you're German, Black, Indian, Chinese, Mongolian, whatever you are, you have that same sound of cry. You have the same sound of laughter. That's why music is universal. But are we getting this in school? No, we're not. And all they're doing now is making it worse for the whole race. Nobody trusts nobody because the truth ain't being told. And because we're on the bottom half of that, and when the brother was talking, we're on the bottom half of education. Trust me, they don't need no more educated people in America. So how did they do it? They dumb it down. You don't get phonics. There's no way you're going to learn how to spell if you don't get phonics. And you can't get it by saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What does that mean? It means nothing. Because words are spelled with sound. The letter itself, H, is spelled how? It sounds like H, but it's spelled H-A. All of those letters are spelled with an A sound in the back. Are they teaching the children that? They didn't teach me that. I came up this educated, so I lean to more of education and culture. I want to find out what's going on. My grandmother was a girl. She died at 86 years old. That's something fit right with that. I had a father and a stepfather. They both went into the service and came out. They both came out as niggas. And I said, that don't sound right. How do you go fight for the country and you come home and you still teach like he's a nigga? You ain't no graduation whatsoever. So that sparked me to do a lot of reading and looking into the dictionary and studying, thanks to my son here, studying more about etymology, where the words come from. Then now these pieces start to come together when you find out where a word comes from. When you look in the dictionary and it says M-E, well, most people don't know what M-E means in the dictionary, but they don't know how to read it. It means Middle English. Okay, if it means Middle English, where did Middle English come from? And when did it come in? So when you go to the dictionary and look up Middle English, it'll tell you 1140 A.D. That's what a girl was. They made girl and boy up in 1140 A.D. Now the funny part is that it said that the girl could be a girl or a boy. You look it up in the dictionary. And the boy doesn't say that. You know what? But it kind of makes sense though. If you go with the fact that it was used to be asexual beings, that one being had everything, and the only one can have that is the female. So that does make a little sense. That I'm thinking of it now. But these are the things that are troubling me with our school system, and I mean professors. We had Dr. Biddy teaching people etymology, and they, excuse me, I didn't hear you. Okay, I'm sorry, excuse me. My grandson said don't forget to mention the Webster New World College Dictionary, which I was going to get to that. It's on that list that I gave you. That's the book that we were taught out by Dr. Biddy. It's one of the few dictionaries that tell you where the word comes from. It breaks it down in Sanskrit and all these different languages. Even when you look the entry word up, the entry word is one word. The etymological word is another word. So that's already a problem. When you have two different things saying the same thing. But when you go all the way through, you realize that when you look up, it shows you that some words are French words, some words are Latin words, some are English, some are Spanish. They got different grouping, but nobody ever taught me that in school. I'm just learning that. So now you say a French word, so all these names that you've been calling, it wasn't always like that. We studied the letters and we found out that the J was not in existence before 1611. So for everybody who calling somebody named John and Jesus and Jacob and Joseph, that's not real. And if you stop for a minute and think, you look at all the ancient culture that you talked about. Was anybody named John?
Nope.
Nobody. Why would they change it? They need to change it to put themselves in. You see, so when you put yourself in, that means you put yourself out. That's like somebody bootlegging your CD.
Yeah.
You made a record and somebody else goes out there and bootlegs it and sells it and cuts you out. But that's what's happening here. Nobody wants to say that these words came from Phoenicians. They'll say everything else, and at the back it says borrowed from the Phoenicians. Now, when anybody ever borrowed something from you, never gave it back?
Yeah.
Never gave you the money? And you can't even prove that they borrowed it, because they might have stolen it, just telling people that they borrowed it. So there's no evidence that they really borrowed anything. They took our stuff, burned the books, and people pronouncing my name. I got this title and attribute from our lawgiver, the Codes of Hammurabi. That's where I got that from. Hammurabi was born in 1840 BC. 1840 BC, I don't have enough copies, but you can pass this around. Just doing my research. 1840 BC is before Jesus, and it was before Moses as well. Like, Martin Luther King was here, but he's gone. Somebody else got to take over. It doesn't mean he wasn't here. But guess what? The world still goes on. Somebody else got to carry that flag again. So we're not going back to find out where we connect that. They got us in a point where we say, well, I'm Indian. We accept Indian. You don't know how you got it or nothing. So my research has been that I want to research everything that's being said to me. I don't care if my mother, my grandfather, whoever said, I want to research it. I want to do like the FBI do. You know how you get caught, right? They research everything all the way back to your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. So they can find out what they need to find out. But that's what we need to do. And if you get at a stopping point, you can go to the census report. Because back in the day when I would get the census report,